The most commonly asked question I've gotten about this Black Friday sale is, are these items going limited? Are the items from last year's sale going limited? Are these items worth buying? Will I make profit with these items? So in this video, I'm going to answer all of those questions. So first of all, are the items from this year's Black Friday sale actually going to be going limited? Personally, I think there is a very low chance of that happening. I know these items are coming back for pretty expensive prices, and you guys probably would hope that they go limited, but I really wouldn't buy any of these items expecting them to go limited. The way I've been looking at it is if you like these items, you should definitely go ahead and buy them, but buy them because you like them. Don't buy them to try to make profit, because the chances of you making profit are super low. Yes, if they go limited, they'll be worth a lot, but I just don't think that it's worth taking that risk. I feel like the risk that you give for the reward that you get is just super low. So personally, I would not buy any of these items unless I actually liked how they looked. And that's what I've been doing so far in the sale. I've only been buying the items that I really like the look of and I think are decent deals anyways. But for items like the Assy White and the designer sunglasses that are like super expensive and super overpriced, yes, they aren't gonna get a lot of sales, but even if those items do go limited, they wouldn't even perform well. They're gonna have thousands of copies. The original price is in 10,000 and 15,000 Robux. You're not making any profit with that. And even for some of the other items that are more popular, like the Red Clockwork headphones and the Rainbow Mist tentacles, there are going to be so many copies of them and such a high price that you won't make that much profit. And it's just not worth the risk of spending the 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 to get these items. And even if they do go limited, there is a high chance that they would go limited next year and not even this year. And with that Robux, you could probably make more profit using it now than waiting a whole year for these items to go limited. And now the second question, are the items from last year's sale gonna actually be going limited this year? Obviously, we've already seen two of them go limited. The Blue Traffic Cone and the Tix Bling have already gone limited, and so far they're doing pretty decent. The Blue Traffic Cone has peaked at like 5.5 thousand, and the Tix Bling has peaked at 115,000. So for both of those items, you're getting about 5 times what you originally paid for them. So clearly there's a lot of profit. But will the rest of those items, like the Work Clock headphones, the Work Clock shades, the Fall Fairy, and everything else be going limited too? If I'm gonna give my honest opinion, I don't really think so. There definitely is a chance that they could go limited, but I think the items that are gonna go limited for this event have already gone limited. And I just don't think that Roblox would make the Work Clock headphones and shades limited because they know anytime they bring them back, it's going to make them so much money. So instead of making it go limited, I think they're just going to bring those back sometime in the future. For some of the other items, I think they do have a chance, maybe on Black Friday or on Thanksgiving, they might decide to make some of them go limited. That would be pretty cool to see. But again, I would not place my bets on any of these items actually going limited sometime during the sale. If they do, it's some great extra Robux for you, but I just think the chances are pretty low. And if they do go limited, what would I actually recommend doing with it? So I'll say for every event item, usually what you should do is once the event ends, it's time to get rid of it. I always recommend getting rid of event themed items before the event is over, because then the hype is dead and nobody cares about it anymore. I mean, you could see that with the Hellsworn Valkyrie. That thing peaked at 42,000 and now it's 20,000. Even the Tix Bling and the Blue Traffic Cone have already started to die off because the hype for them is already over. And that's the other problem with investing into these items. Yeah, they'll do good initially, but then they pretty quickly fall off. So if you don't get that initial profit, your 1 year of investment is just gone to waste. I personally think that the Blue Traffic Cone and the Tix Bling were strategically put as limited items. I don't know if this makes any sense, but I think that Roblox intentionally put those items out before the sale started to try to get more sales on the items that were going to come out. Like, I can almost guarantee that if those items didn't go limited, the sunglasses, the lampshade, and even the Assy White wouldn't have gotten as many sales as they have. Obviously, there's a ton of people who bought these items thinking that they will go limited because the Blue Traffic Cone and because the Tix Bling have gone limited. Roblox is very smart. They know how to make money, and I think that's what their intentions were with those. I would even bet that there's a ton of people who bought these items on their alternate accounts just to try and make even more profit, assuming they would go limited. I personally would never recommend you guys to do that, especially with these items that it's such a low chance of them going limited. If they do, you aren't even making that much profit. Another huge risk you have to run is whether or not these items are going to get repeatedly sold for 1 Robux. That's been happening with basically every new limited that's come out in the past few years. The Snowflake Eyes, Hellsworn Valkyrie, Requiem, and a ton of other limiteds have just repeatedly gotten sold for cheap to try and ruin the items. And honestly, that could happen with these items too. If you have a lot of Robux that you want to spend and make profit with during this event, instead of buying these items expecting them to go limited, what I would recommend is you use Rollymons and you find some good deals on there. For the course of this event, there have been so many good deals, it's been crazy. Everything's been selling for like 20% off, 25% off, 30% off, and even better than that at times. So I would personally be patient, look for some deals and see what you can get. And of course, also making Robux trades. People are willing to trade their items for super cheap to get Robux in trades because that's the only way to get it without having to wait for the pending period. So I would highly recommend looking into some trades and some deals instead of buying these items expecting them to go limited. Another question I've got a few times is whether or not other items are going to go limited. Like, are there going to be any random items that go limited, like the Bright Eyes Witch's Brew hat? And I think that's a short answer. No. I don't think that any of those random items are going to go limited for this event. The only chance we really have are the items that came out for Black Friday sales. So stuff from last year, the stuff from this year. I don't think anything else will happen. And also, are there going to be any discounted items at any time during this event? Again, I'm just going to say no. I don't think Roblox is going to put anything on discount. That's not really something that they do anymore. They occasionally put like a random item on discount without even announcing it, but they're not going to do an actual discounted sale like they used to do back in the day. Unfortunately, those sales are in the past. They don't do that anymore. I don't expect them to do that anymore. We won't be seeing any random limited items coming out. We won't be seeing any discounted items, and we definitely will not be seeing any new items coming out for the course of this sale. I know it's not what I want to hear either, but I'm just here to be realistic. I'm sorry to break some of your guys' bubbles, but I gotta be 100% honest with you guys. None of those things are really gonna happen. Hopefully, some of these items do randomly go limited though. That would be great. So in conclusion, I wouldn't place my bets on these items going limited. There is definitely a chance of it happening, but I don't think that it's worth taking that chance personally. I know these definitely aren't the answers that you guys want to hear, but I'm just being realistic. I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I really do hope these items go limited, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. I especially want my blue steel antlers to go limited because I bought those things for 22,000 Robux last year, expecting them to go limited, and I realize my mistake now, that I shouldn't have done that. I should have bought something else instead because I didn't even actually like the item. I just wanted it to go limited. And now I'm out for 22,000 Robux with an item that I don't even wear. So please do not make that same mistake that I did. But anyways, hopefully this video was helpful. I'm trying my best to put as much content and as much information out for this event as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Peace.